Good evening. I am 57 years old. I am 57 years old, young, whatever. I have 27 years of stock market exposure. I have 27 years of stock market exposure and experience. If you are seeing me today and if you think that this person has come and he has started talking about things what others should do, that is one reason why you can certainly think that all the experiences that I had undergone and all the things that I had gone through was all worth it, and there is every reason that you can all aim to be a successful trader in your life. That is something that I can tell you with all my experience. I think I can tell you. I think this is one single poem of Rudyard Kipling that influenced me for quite some time. See, this I have in my desktop. Every day morning I see it. It never fails to amuse me or never fails to detract me from my using this one line. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs. This is what exactly we do every day in the morning, every day in the afternoon, every day in the evening. If we can make good this particular aspect of our life, I think we have done the wonders, and I think this tells all. Yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you will be a man. Really speaking, this is something that I really hold. Right. Now, that was the last slide. I thought you all should start thinking about it right from the beginning, so that you can think about it, you can reflect on it, you can certainly release every word that has been written by Rudyard Kipling, and he was a person born in India, for information. Who am I? You can see there, a very small town professional chartered accountant. That's all. I am a first generation business person. I have no father's grandfather who handed down to me a great business empire which I am running. No. Every single lakh of rupees that we hold in our bank has been earned by me with my own effort. So there you can be very sure that there is no need that you should be handed down a big inheritance for you to proceed further in life. Don't have such kinds of thinking that I didn't have my father giving me money and therefore I did not make money. There are a lot of people who had been handed down those kinds of assets. I only wish they further the inheritance that they have. They make their parents feel proud. Parents in the Indian environment, until this moment or until my generation, it had all been fathers to feel proud of. But the current generation, I think it has crossed that. For all that, probably my wife is far more qualified than me, and therefore probably she will hand down her inheritance to my kids. I hope they will be feeling proud of what her, what their mother did and all that. I grew up in a very small town environment, very middle class, absolutely going to a government high school. I did not study in any English medium school. I did all my education only in my native language, that is Tamil. Thereafter, only when I went to the college that I had the first exposure of speaking in English. So that's one. As you see, savings was taught as a most virtuous thing in my life, and business is considered dangerous. As you all people now consider day trading as dangerous, I was told that why the hell you should do this business of going into stock market. Till you can see that This is a picture of myself with the background of NASDAQ. Right. This is where I was having my school. This is called a place called Tirchangood, which is a place near Namakkal, Yeshwal Salem district. This is the hilltop there at Trichy, where I studied my college days. This is where I started my profession. I had been a professional chartered accountant. I did my CA there. I started my life as a CA, 78. Till 91, I was doing only a chartered accountancy profession. But between 86 to 91, I was handling a dual role, as I think Shiva will be saying. I was a part-time trader, part-time professional, allocating my time between the profession and as many of you are trying to do. This is where the first stock market activity came. I'll tell you some interesting anecdotes of those periods. This is Coimbatore Junction. This is the Coimbatore Stock Exchange. You will see that there is only a building. The Coimbatore Stock Exchange is totally blacked out. That is the case today. There is no Coimbatore Stock Exchange. It is totally blacked out. It is only the building is there. Then I moved to Madras. I'm a great believer of waves. Leave alone whether it is Elliott wave, Neo wave, quantitative wave. Leave alone all those things. I mean, I totally discount all those aspects of attributing which wave, which Elliott wave, which Neo wave. No. I am a believer that there is a cycle in each one's life. There is a cycle in each country's life. There is a cycle in each company's life. There is a cycle in each humanity, the civilization's life. If you can reflect yourself back, 6,000 years back, one predominant civilization was Hindu civilization. Today we don't talk like that. We don't talk like that. Indus civilization in Mohenjo-daro, Harappa was considered the oldest. Today it is there, but we are not predominant. Today's civilization had branched out into very many empires. Greek Empire was there, the Roman Empire was there, the British Empire was there. Today, where are they? Pigs. The G is Greek. The I is Italy. Why? That is the cycle theory which operates continuously according to me. See, I don't believe in anything else excepting this, that everyone's life will have to go through this. If you don't go through this, then you have not lived your life properly. You need to have your ups and downs. Otherwise, there is no point in having a life. Life has to go through all these things. So this is my first part. After my becoming a chartered accountant, I started my trading life sometime in 1985-86. This is how I started. Absolutely heady, because I had made my millions. By 1985, I had made my millions through chartered accountancy. Pure consultancy, no hanky-panky business that we have done in our life. We have gone through the process of only advisory, only professional advice, and we have made that money. We excelled in our tax planning and tax management. We made all the money through that. In stock market between 1985 and 1993, I cannot make a mistake. I have never made a mistake. That's how I felt. Everything with regard to stocks is known to me. Everything was known to me. I can read a balance sheet like the back of my hand. I'm a qualified chartered accountant. I'm an all India third ranking person. I had secured. No. Nothing is needed. When you see the next slide, you will not feel like doing this. That I can assure you. When I started picking stocks, I was considered a wizard, because you cannot imagine the kind of low prices at which I had picked up stocks. Today we talk about Tisco at these levels. I had picked Tisco when it was 100 rupees face value stock. I had held certificates all through those periods. I had a lot of money. Harshad happened. 1991, Harshad happened. Probably one of the biggest streaks of winnings that I had between 1990 and 1992. 1992 March, we dumped a lot of shares. I went on a trip to UAE, addressed meetings across UAE, everywhere, Sharjah, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, everywhere. Everybody used to, you're not sitting here. I don't know how many of you are dollar millionaires. There were dollar millionaires who were sitting there and hearing us. Well, young chartered accountants made a lot of money. They could travel down to UAE, be accompanied by a multi-millionaire who wished for all of our capacities. Well, very heady. Market collapsed. We returned from Dubai, market collapsed. Last one will be shocking, right? The last one. We were affected by that syndrome. Arrogance, indifference, and delusion. This is the starting point of anybody's downfall. Nothing else. This is the starting point of anybody's downfall. People will always be in the initial periods, will all be very exceedingly good in everything that we undertake and in everything that we do. After some time, the arrogance takes over. After some time, we become indifferent to so many things. We indulge in delusion of so many things in our own mind, and we start believing that we are so. All those things happen. So, that resulted in this. Nothing went right. Between 1993 to 1997, nothing went right. All capital evaporated. Believe me, I have lost in 1994 to 1996 a crore and a half. A crore and a half. I don't think, that's why I told you don't clap your hands. If you see this, you will not do that. Why I am telling you all these things? People go through this, still live to come back and talk to you, and then somebody comes and gives a certificate like Dharmaraj that you will have many things to learn from me. Yeah, you can learn from me what not to repeat. You need not reinvent wheels. You need not touch the fire and find that it is going to hurt you. We had bought between 1992 and 1994. We had bought paying huge monies as admission to stock exchanges like Madras Stock Exchange. We bought at 65 lakhs. Today, you know what is the value for that membership? Zero. We cannot transfer. We couldn't do anything. It's a big zero. That's what happened. NSE became operational. The one good thing in between that we had our mind is to have a membership of NSE. And then we started trading in NSE. That also we lost money. We didn't know how to do a trading in a computerized environment. We didn't know. Prior to that, it was all shouting, all outcry systems. After this became the next one. You can see, I started blaming all others. Clients went bankrupt. Clients left a lot of money as bad debts. Clients left papers which were all spurious. All money is lost. I didn't lose money in speculation. No, I didn't do that. I lost money in the market as a broker funding somebody else. After all these things, I had to sit out for about 2 years. I had to sit out due to clients not honoring their commitments. Seriously, in 1997, I started to think whether I should continue in this particular trade or not. I don't know how many of you have gone through this kind of situations at the present moment, but it will come in some point of time or the other. It will come to you. At that time, you can only remember that one bloody fellow on that day he told the same thing. I had to think whether I should do this or I should go back to my original chartered accountancy. I don't know where to start because 1991 to 1997 I would have become obsolete. So necessarily I have to reinvent a lot of things. But some brains still remain. So these events happen. At that point of time, there was one guy, sometime between 1998 and 1999. who came and told me there is what is called uh, technical analysis. You don't need to worry about a balance sheet. I can reel out to you any number of shares which I held which all became a debt share. Reel out to you. We still have a whole almirah full of share certificates which are totally not tradable, not listed anywhere, not having any value, not even capable of being used to write something on that because fully printed. So we cannot write even for a waste paper, we cannot write, not even a rough sheet we can use it. He came and told me that go into this technical analysis. You don't need to worry about what somebody else says or what a balance sheet is going to tell about that, how to interpret that, all those things are not needed. Unfortunately, that gentleman died very young. He died at the age of 38. He was an MSc physics. He used to chart the whole thing in hand. The charts were drawn in the hand with the paper, and he used to teach me about that. I sat down with him and learned. And then I thought that why this guy is doing all these things? We have a computer. Why should we not buy a software? So he said, okay, what is needed is to have accumulate some capital and start learning. I bought over Metastock and put on the thing, and then I started looking at the chart. That is when I started reinventing myself towards this market again. In between, I had a lot of books to read. One of the books was a book called At the Crest of Tidal Wave by Robert Proctor. See, that others would have thought about it as a trading opportunity. No, I didn't think like that. I thought, oh, so my wave 1 and wave 2 is over. So I have a wave 3. So I will go back to the market, I will make my money. That is what I found in that. That is exactly the lesson that I learnt in that. Why I am income. And I suggest to you, don't indulge in Galvani has won very hats. I salute him simply because he is able to do all this trading, he travels all over Europe and then still talks about the 3x5 bank nifty and all those things. It's pretty difficult. It's not easy. He is able to do, he is one of a kind, I will tell. I really respect him for that, for having the capacity to two roles and do justice to both. That's difficult. So I learned from my own experience and studies. I thought that I have one more life. He talked about 3 lives. Same kind of 3 lives, I had a different thing. I was successful, went totally bankrupt, then I reinvented myself to the 3rd life. Come 2007, I started trading as a technical trader. I started on a very stupid system. I even now, when I see all this, my whoever talked before me, whatever they talked, these guys are phenomenal. These guys have been able to talk brilliantly, and I think I missed a lot in my life. But to be honest, I started in a very stupid system called by crossover 10 period EMA crossing over 20 period EMA with a 48 period EMA as a filter. That was my trading system. How I came across this, I don't know. I'll tell you one. This 48 period, I took it from Scientific. That is Cynthia Case is CS Scientific, which is a expert in Metastock. She writes about this 48 period EMA. So I took it from her. This 20 period I took from Pristine's methods of trading. He uses Pristine, Capra, he uses a 20 period moving average and 200 moving average. So from him I took 20 period. Then I went a lower period, a smaller period. So I found 10 period. So 10 was attractive, so I took 10 period. This all, I tell this, it will look very funny, but I did it exactly like this. These were the 3 things that I used. Then slowly when I started plotting it in the chart, that this by 20 always respects this 48 period above 48 below. Then I found that there's something strange happening in this world. So I started doing some missing. Then I developed a system how I will trade in reality. Then I started doing this thing. Then we did one more thing. I mean, this will be very interesting for part-timers who would like to only be a long one investor kind of people. These are mature period, 2 8 mature periods. We don't anything extraordinary in life. We aim a specific return which should be more than fixed deposit return. Throw in some kind of a premium for my risk-taking ability. So long as it is reaching out to about 20-24%, I'm happy. But system gives me 60%, I will take 60%. The system gives me times 60%, I have taken. But the aim is to be the market expected returns, nothing beyond that. So slowly we developed this right from a capital of close to about 1.5-2 lakhs of rupees from where I started. Slowly we increased the bets. Slowly I accumulated the money that I got generated, meeting out the requirements of my family. After that, I ran a reasonably big office. I ran 15 staff office. So it consumes a lot of resources, right? So after all those things, I thought that I should be scaling up. Slowly I have moved in bigger size. I mean, the betting size became bigger, and I today reasonably trade a bigger chunk of market. I diversified from equity to other markets, commodity, MCX, NCDEX, currency. The place of execution of my orders will not be in one place. It is diversified from one place to other. Geographically, we have 3 different places of execution of orders. Well, you may call this risk management in your way on. Then we don't trade in one system. That was the one system that was trading, 10 by 20 by 48. I think a lot of people in TA group, if they are members of TA group, technical investor group, they would have crossed. I was trading only in that early days. Thereafter, I divided today about 13-14 trading systems that we are using, and also we have different multiple time frames that we are using now. And to check on that, as to provide the backup, we don't trade in only one data feed, real-time data feed. We have been using for the last 5 and 6 years iCharts. I mean, probably I have not talked about it. First thing that we started using as data was iCharts. Thereafter, we moved to File. Then we have moved into ticker plant, GDFL. Everything across the spectrum, we will be using it in our office. We are trading in multiple, totally about 144 charts we are trading in. To do that, we will have multiple trading. We also verify, occasionally we verify one trading in chart, the buy comes and in other where it comes and all that. Then now we all think about diversifying the broker end. Myself, I am a broker. My office is a reasonably accessible house. We are in existence right from 1994 for the last about 80 years. One good thing, touch wood, one thing that I can probably tell is that we have never been stopped from trading for the last 18 years by NSE, BSC, MCX, NCDEX or MCXSX. We have all through this year, all the exchanges, we have been, I think, we have been compliant that we have been carrying on our businesses. And recently, I have floated a limited liability partnership in which we are trading all the products in one single place, in one single entity. Individually, you have to do it's very difficult. So we have accumulated capital doing it in a larger entity. Now I'll just take you back to the 1991 mistakes that I committed. 1991, I was trading at Coimbatore Stock Exchange. That was in the very initial stages of Coimbatore Stock Exchange. This was a period when, if you all remember, before 1991 there were changes. I mean, I don't know how many of you will remember, because you people not be even be old enough to remember those days. It's about 21 years. Between 89 and 90, we went through such a severe problem period in 89 and 90. In 1991, we were at the brink of bankruptcy, insolvency, international insolvency. I don't know whether people remember those days. I think you can go back and see. So markets were going down only. Markets were in bad shape. We were having a very favorite stock called Reliance. Very favorite stock. I had such a clear idea as to those days. I was having a clear idea. I was sure that Reliance is a worthless share. I was having so I went on shorting from 1991 January till 1991 May. I had a short position. I had a short position. Net 50,000 Reliance shares. What was capital? I don't know. I don't even remember. But one thing, whenever I need money, I need to call up my office and say, this money, send. Then one day they said that I have sent you already 40 lakh rupees. You are still asking us for money? Said, there is a loss. I have taken Reliance 51,000 shares. That shows a huge loss. And I need to pay up the exchange, so I need money. I said, what business are you doing? That was the question that was asked. I said, explain, totally in all. In 5 different months, I have 10,000 shares each. The average rate Reliance at the time was somewhere close to about 160. The average rate of shorting was at about 120. So, the 40 lakhs was supposed to meet out my margin requirement, so as my mark-to-market losses. That here, mark-to-market is different. Those days, mark-to-market was totally different. Every time you have to put in a slip to the stock exchange, so we used to carry it over. Every week we used to carry it over. I had a 51,000 shares. Believe me, 16th, 17th and 18th of May, I did not sleep. Why I am telling you all these things? Please do not trade beyond what you can trade within your means. There is nothing, absolutely there is nothing shameful about your trading low, trading at a low ebb. Trade within your means. Coming to the final thing, on 18th night, somewhere close to about 10 o'clock, 10:30, I called up my partner at Salem. I told him that I am not able to get sleep. He said, tomorrow morning, first thing that you do is go and close all positions. We will book all the losses at 40 lakhs of rupees. Let's not bother too much about it. There it ends. He said, ultimatum is tomorrow morning. Then God help me. Somebody was asking me, God help me. You know which God helped me? Yama. God Yama helped me. He killed Rajiv Gandhi. He took Rajiv Gandhi away. So next morning, I think by about 1:30, I got a call from Madras telling that, where are you? Said, I am in my house sleeping or trying to sleep. And he said, don't go out. Said, why? You don't know the news? Rajiv Gandhi has been killed. Should I give or should I? I didn't know, really speaking, I didn't know what question I should undergo. I was all alone. I wasn't having anybody near me to do anything. Then I said, okay, fine. Next day morning, 9:30, I reached the stock exchange building. Stock exchange was not open. Everybody was talking about what will happen to the market. I was being quiet. Then they said, when will trade begin? He said, are you interested in trading? I asked. He said, yes. I said, what will you trade? He said, I want to sell my positions. I said, why do you want to sell the positions? I don't know where the market will open when it opens, because Rajiv Gandhi has been killed. Then I said, how much reliance can you sell? He said, 5,000. What rate? He said, you give a call. I said, 100. He said, I'll give it at 110. I said, take it. You don't know these things because you people today put the key. There it was not like that. We have sheets of paper wherein we used to write this. Said taken. When it was done, then somebody nearby, 111 seller 5,000. Said taken. It went on. Then one friend came near me. You are a bloody fool. Reliance will go below 70, 60. Why are you now covering? He said, I remember even today. I want to sleep tonight. This is the word that this is the sentence that I gave him that day. I want to sleep tonight. Reliance go to hell. I want to sleep. At about 118 rupees, I covered all my short positions. I still made about somewhere close to about 10 lakhs of rupees as profit. I said, thanks guys, bye. The next, okay, as a practicing chartered accountant's office, I was still there as a chartered accountant. Called up my client at Tirupur, said send a car. Then he sent a car, took the car, went straight home. Next 7 days, did not see what exactly happened in the market. Market opened at 130. You want to see? See here. See, this is the period. See, you're seeing this 14, 15, 16. This is the price. You can roughly take it. You have to multiply by about six times because of the rights and the other adjustments that they made. So this was the price at that time. So I was the market was like moving like this. So we were so confident. We were so confident. Market really simply opened up something phenomenally high. So you will see here. Sorry. You will see here. Those days, Bombay Stock Exchange will trade at a lower rate than Coimbatore Stock Exchange. Because Coimbatore was the savior of Reliance. Even if Dhirubhai Ambani did buy at 160 rupees, Coimbatore Stock Exchange will buy it at 160 rupees. They are so bullish about Reliance. So, this was the trading period in which I started at about 100 rupees and my final shorting position was at about 160 rupees in Bombay Stock Exchange, in Coimbatore Stock Exchange. And I did not see the price of this 110 to 116. I did not see anywhere when the market reopened. Lesson that you all need to learn. When you are provided with an opportunity, grab it. Particularly when, Molly, this is also meant for you. See, I repeatedly tell, we will be expecting something to happen. We will be expecting the prices to fall. But when the prices fall, we refuse to think that it is going to be taken by us. No, we would not like to take it. We would have made the mistake. We will be thinking that we are short on market. We will be thinking that we are right about market. But market will be rising. We will be seeing that if 4,800 comes, I will buy my Nifty. Anyhow I will make about 100 points on that. We would have seen in between 5,800. We would have funded our losses. We would have still be so, because we know the macro, no? We know the macro picture of India. So we will be short selling. We will be very convinced that the market cannot go up. And the market comes down to 4,800. Say, I told you it will come down. But we will refuse to act. Please act. Please don't have such kinds of tendencies. These are the lessons that I learned. Today, first thing I would not have taken a 51,000 shares, because I know very well 51,000 shares is difficult to cover in a market like Coimbatore manually. Today I will not do that, because you can only take that kind of exposure in the market which you can take and which the market can afford to give you. Simply, again and again I tell, don't trade in these thin trader shares. I tell simply because you may not be able to sell it when you want to sell, or you may not be able to buy back when you want to buy back. That is the reason. Leave alone anything else. The market need to have that kind of depth. Reliance had the depth, no doubt. But then Coimbatore market was not such a big market to give me in one shot 51,000 shares, excepting during a panic. Fortunately, I used the panic. Fortunately, I acted on the real information that has happened. No other thing, untoward incident that could have been expected. From then onwards, see how the market had behaved. This is the period. This is May. Then June. This is Manmohan Singh.
Right.
The lesson that I learned is that then we had a lot of exposure there in grey markets wherein we were trading there. We did phenomenally well on Tata Timken, and Timken India today was originally incorporated as Tata Timken. So we did very well. Dhanalakshmi Bank, when the issue came and when they got listed, you are now seeing Dhanalakshmi Bank at 60 rupees and 70 rupees, I suppose. We had seen it at about 600 rupees. Tata Timken, you would not have seen anything beyond 250 rupees. We had 450 rupees on Tata Timken. Same share, no difference, very same share, the same 10 rupees share. It was quoted in grey market at 400 rupees. When it got listed, it never saw anything beyond 250 rupees. 227 or something like that was the peak post listing. That was the situation. Then one more thing, hearing of the gossip. You think that you hear so many gossip. What are the gossips? No, we hear for the markets up move. Many theories are being put up. Ways, people have demolished the FII theory because no FII what the name have invested. People are now telling that it is some other money being rerouted. I also agree. It could have been some other money that is being rerouted. But as a trader, do we need to go into the sources of funds for the buying of the shares? Should we? No. Should we really worry about that? Do we really have a requirement to look at the sources of funds? Are we getting affected by that source? No. Why the hell do you look at what was the source of the fund? Whether those funds were legal, illegal, why should we know? So the story behind that is 1992 March, those days stock exchanges used to have a holiday period of about 2 weeks to 3 weeks period. So we left Coimbatore Stock Exchange sometime in March. We were supposed to come back in April. At the time of March, the market was terribly heated, terribly heated, not a small level. Net asset value of about 20 rupees or 22 rupees was there for SBI Magnum. It was quoted at 140 rupees. Can you believe? Will you do it? Will you buy it today? If a net asset value is given at 22 rupees, will you buy a mutual fund at 140 rupees today? You won't. You won't. No sensible person will. But people did those days. People did buy SBI Magnum at 140 rupees. I sold about 5,000 SBI Magnum. When I started, I said, take any quantity. That was my thing. You take quantity, I am ready to give. 140 rupees, it cannot be sustained. You know what theory they gave me? SBI Magnum is having so many companies which are unlisted, and there were no public thing of this, there no internet, so there was nothing, we could not do anything. So they were having so many unlisted companies. When it is listed, it will be 500 rupees. That was, I said, then why the hell is he putting 22? That is only listed companies. Unlisted companies are there. You know what unlisted companies they have got? So, really, I didn't know. So I kept quiet because my earlier experience with Reliance made me feel, oh, let me not use my brains. Let me hear this gossip. Typically, when market opened, it opened at about 30 rupees. That was also short covering. Nobody honored the commitments on that 140 rupees. Be very clear. These are all things which have happened in this market. Another thing, Hindustan Motors. I had about 25,000 shares of Hindustan Motor those days. Harshad Boom. I walked into the trading ring. My principal broker, he was calling for Hindustan Motor. Harshad was buying Hindustan Motor. So he said, buy a Hindustan Motor buyer. We bought it at about 20 rupees or 25 rupees or something like that. Fine. He said, not getting Hindustan Motor, yeah. Said, I was just keeping quiet. He said, I'm ready to give 100 rupees. He said, if it is 100 rupees, 10,000 given. Then he said, no, 100 rupees is my net price. That means I can give you only 6 rupees. So he needs 4 rupees as brokerage. That is 2 rupees for himself, 2 rupees for Bombay. So he said no, I won't. 100 means 100. Today, I think I will not have the thing. Then he came down. I will leave my brokerage. 98 rupees will you give me? I said no. 100 is 100. 99. I said, why? You said that somebody else is taking a brokerage of 2 rupees. You are leaving your brokerage. That means it should be, you cannot get anything beyond 98 rupees from that fellow. No, I will convince that fellow to give out 1 rupee. I will give you 99 rupees. Said no. Believe me, I sold it at 16 rupees. Because I don't think after that Hindustan Motor ever saw the rate of 96 rupees or 100 rupees in life thereafter. I am talking about 1992 to 2012. It is 20 years. It has not seen that life. Leadership changes. 1991 was a watershed year for automobile industry. Maruti became such a big hit at that point of time. So, in 20 years, absolutely everything on Hindustan Motor was wiped out, and Maruti, you are seeing Maruti at 1,300 and all. That is the difference. Same thing, you are seeing the same thing. One another fiasco I would like to tell you. There is the second part of it. I have given you a. I don't know whether any of you have heard about this particular issue called Rupangi Impex issue. No. Saying, really speaking, you're all kids in this market. That's why I'm telling you. Normally we are used to having an NSE honoring its commitments on trades, correct? I have gone through a situation where NSE has dishonored its commitments. We were long this Rupangi Impex 25,000 shares. At that time we were all trading with a lot of news. So everybody in the market was short. We were long on Rupangi Impex. We were carrying a very smart position of more than about 10 lakhs of rupees as profit. NSE said no, Rupangi Impex is a debt company. We cannot give you the trades. All the trades will be cancelled. They cancelled across. SEBI intervened. They cancelled across the board all the trades. All persons who were incurring a loss must pay up the loss. all persons who are making money will not be paid that money. Can you believe this? This has happened in National Stock Exchange. In National Stock Exchange it has happened. If at all you are interested, you can go back into the internet and then try to search for this. This has happened. Losses were to be made up by the individuals. Profits will not be distributed to the concerned persons who have made the profit. How is it fair? It has happened. This can happen. This can happen. Remember these things. Whenever we do trades, this is the reason why we think that the trade may not fructify. This is what we should think. The trade ultimately may not, until the money is transferred into our bank account, the trade may not fructify. Once the money is transferred to your account, it is thereafter the broker's headache. It's not your headache. Once the money is paid to you, it is the broker's headache. So you can, once the money comes to your pocket, you can safely breathe your say and start using that money. Later on, I had one another issue with regard to this Himachal and global. This is another instances of people who go on short selling or long buying, averaging lower, averaging higher or averaging lower. Tell you this. Between 1999 and 2000, Himachal and Global's run, I think all of you will be certainly be remembering. I think all of us remember, because that's a blot in everybody's memory. So yeah. KP, it was not the only thing. A lot of things he did, but we were enamored by at the time we were enamored by something called what was called securities lending and borrowing. That is ALBM was there. That means you can buy share, sell share, need not take delivery. You can put a badla inside the stock exchange itself. Every week it is to be done. We were enamored by that. Every week for Himachal and Global, they were giving about 10 rupees, 15 rupees, 20 rupees. So we were enamored by that 10 rupees and 25 rupees. We went on adding the short. At one point of time, probably it was to be noted from the other side. I think that's the kind of short position we were having. But then NSE being NSE, they were collecting their margins, so they were keeping very sensible levels of first thing. At one point of time, we panicked. That was the final up move that happened in March 2000. When the final up move happened, all of us panicked, because our mark to market crossed about 50 lakhs of rupees. So we panicked. The trade was not done by me, but it was done by one of my partners. So he did it and he panicked and he closed out all the positions. Believe me, that remains etched in my mind. I always think that when a client exits a position in a rush and in panic, that's the time when the market will start falling. This helps you in identifying that whenever there is such kind of panic covering, think about it. Probably with lesser amount of emotion involved, you can go back and think about it. You can as a trader, you will think that we did that mistake that idiot told on that day, that we should be, when you are covering in panic, there will be an opportunity for you to make that money. 2,500 was the rate at which we covered Himachal Futuristic. 3,500 was the rate at which we covered Global Tele. I don't think it has seen, both have seen that level thereafter. Both have seen double digit, single digit. Fact of life is that the traders normally tend to panic when in the bank there is no money to support. They panic and they close out positions. Go to the broker, tell that I am not able to make further so much of payment, I will pay you in installments or I may not be able to pay you. That they will tell. But issue that traders need to understand is that when you panic, for 2 minutes sit down and think, should I have done that? The broker would have certainly pressurized you. When so much of mark to market is there, he will ask you for more money. Certainly you will have to put in the money, or else he will auto square up today. But people make that mistake of continuously funding, and only when the money becomes scarce inside the bank, they come back to cover and close out the position. Think, you will make the mistake. I am very sure every one of us will go through this process. But only thing that I am telling you is, after doing that, come back home, sit, see whether we can re-establish the position next day, because you had covered at a panic. So in panic, don't act in your final trading positions. These are things which I have learned. This has come very helpful to me in 2008, 2009. When the market fell, I never panicked. Of course, I had one big tool. I was trading with the system. System was helping me. Stop losses were always there. Previously, there were no stop losses. In 2000, 2001, there were no stop losses. We were simply carrying on merrily without any problem. The next one, HCL Tech. This is another issue. See, in a trader's life, I have traded for 25 years. At least 20 such instances would have happened. I am not telling you that it will not get repeated, but at least I know that if it happens, what I will do, how I will react to it, I know very well. I was entering. I think in this forum or in this group, I would have told, if I had sat on the terminal, I would have been a disaster. That was the day which I still remember. I wanted to sell 100 HCL Tech at 136 rupees. My smartness of hand, whatever you may call, I punched 136 shares at market. That is 1,136 shares I entered to sell in market. Why I am telling you that a dealer could have made a mistake, but anyhow we will be having a methodology by which we will be controlling that. We all went through that process and we put limits thereafter. And in a broking house like MK, certainly they would have had such kinds of controls. So I'm not ready to believe that it could have gone without notice. How I covered was when I found instead of one confirmation, I was seeing a series of confirmations coming out. I found that something was wrong. Then I went in, I saw that a whole lot of things, and price fell by about 6 rupees. My selling that, the price fell by 6 rupees. That was the situation. I panicked. I think at about 80,000 shares or something like that, it stopped. The order did not go through thereafter. So I cancelled the order. And my partner was sitting by my side. He was telling me, hey, already it has fallen by 6 rupees, wait. I said, no. When I covered the 80,000 shares, I covered at a loss of about 4 lakhs of rupees. That's how it moves. See, the market depth is only that one. After my covering, it came down by 2 rupees. At the end of the day, it closed at upper circuit. Lesson that I want you people to understand is don't make a deal out of a misdeal. Treat a misdeal as a misdeal. Close out your positions. Don't try to make a profit out of your misdeals. All of us tend to do it. All of us make mistakes. Then we will invoke God. We will invoke God. We will tell, God has told me to sell yaar. Or else how would I put this? So see, I am making a profit here. Please, I tell you, God has no bloody business here. He has no business. He is neither a bull nor a bear. He is not ready to support you or the other person. I am sorry. He has lot of other concerns. He has a huge nuclear problem in the world to look into. He doesn't need to look into this, your deals. No, sorry. He has got no bloody business to do that. Point is that we tend to justify every one of our own actions in a manner which suits us at that point of time to our advantage. See how many things that we are trying to take in our favor. And unfortunately, God is not going to grant you all that to one single person at one shot of time. No, sorry. He has got so many other people to look into. He has to distribute all these things. So he will do all those things. So my sincere advice to you people is, please don't make a deal out of a misdeal. I've seen all these things. I move to the next. probably I think I'll go through this, and probably if we still have the patience and time, we will go with the other portion of that. This is what I told you. God is neither a bull nor a bear, and he has no views. Oh, by all means, by all means, we can. I think, in fact, this forms the next portion of the logical stopping place. Yeah, yeah.
So when you said next, when you use the word next, I thought.
Right.
Sorry to interrupt here. We need to take a short break for dinner and come back. And I know there are some people who wish to leave, but this session has had me transfixed. Seriously, at the beginning, I told Sriram that this probably, if at all I'm sitting in on any of the sessions, this would be the only one that I would be attending it, because I lack discipline. Yeah, I mean, it's true and simple.
You don't get is this history, the history of a trader. Normally you tend to hear success stories. You tend to hear people who will come and tell you that I did this, then I became like this, and then I have this particular thing, I am running so many systems. Tell you, factually telling, maybe it's not bragging, but human being, he is so much interested in promoting his own ego. Learn not to make your ego control you. You try to control your ego. That is very important in your trading life. All other things are secondary. Ego control is the worst, because that's what I told you. That's a syndrome. It's that arrogance. What indifference comes out of the arrogance and the delusion in which you live your life. That is something that syndrome you need to control. See, it's much easier to bring in money. It's much easier to have a financial planner to plan your affairs, but it is very difficult to control your ego. I think we'll break and we'll reassemble.
Yeah, one sec, please be seated. The logical break extends to a few more minutes.